Hey, this is Matt Bacon with my beautiful co-host Curtis Dewar. This is another episode of Dumb and Dumbest, a music industry podcast by two people who think they know what they're doing, but probably not. Oh
That's
God,
right, Matt.
everything is out of control. The world is on fire.
That's right, Matt.
I think that's our new tagline. Oh
I
God,
agree with you,
everything's
Matt.
out of control. The world's on fire. Curtis is making fun of one of my favorite books, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
I am, Matt.
He's never read it and he doesn't understand how it works.
I actually have read it, Matt, and I totally understand how it works completely, Matt. Charles Manson used that book to give himself a lot of followers, Matt.
Well, yeah, he's pretty good at it.
He was pretty good at it, Matt. Anyways, Matt, what are we going to talk about today, Matt?
Okay, we're going to talk about this is kind of something I've seen come up a couple times, and I don't want to talk about in specific regards to who, but some people get miffed by seeing your regular content.
My regular content, Matt?
Not like your lowercase y.
Oh, so not your Curtis Dewar Y.
No.
Not your, sorry, your
what
Curtis
I'm saying
Dewar.
is this happens all the time, where a perfectly good band who are perfectly respected, creating good music and who have a good brand and whatever, people will talk shit because they see it too much.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though, is that the people who are talking shit are the people that aren't really going to be watching or listening to you anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. And I mean, who cares if you get a bunch of complainers? Because, I mean, you got to look at stuff like Coca-Cola. They're always advertising. They're always posting. They're everywhere. People complain. So what? They're the biggest fucking cola in the world. Who gives a crap?
Yeah. And this kind of ties into something else we were talking about, which is biting off more than you can chew.
Yep.
Which is definitely an issue. And it's definitely something I'm trying to work on.
Me too. I bite off more than I can chew all the time.
And then stuff slips through the cracks. And that's hugely embarrassing. And it's something that happens. And I don't like that it happens to me, but it does. But I was thinking about this the other day. I'm literally not sure how to live otherwise.
Give me that again, Matt. I had my kid has decided to talk to me in the middle of the podcast.
I literally don't know how to live without biting off more than I can chew.
Oh, I don't know either.
Like
I'm biting off more than I can chew right now because I'm having my kid with me while I'm doing a podcast and trying to work. Yeah,
exactly. It's like I don't know how to be comfortable.
I don't know either.
There's this Gary V bit, Hail Gary, where he talks about how he is happiest in meetings 15 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I get that like Gary V is kind of a character that guy created, but like I also totally get it.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm happiest when it's like, oh, we've got some cool shit going on. We're going to work on it till 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get on the phone the next day at 9 a.m. to keep going. You know, that being said, that's not healthy. And this ties into people don't want to see your fucking face all the time. So how do you balance that?
That's not true. I mean, some people don't, but some people do. So I mean, here's the way I look at it, and this is the way I found it. Anyone who's annoyed by seeing you too much, guess what they can do? They can unfollow you. They can unsubscribe. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like if they got nothing better to do than complain, all you got to do is look at the complainer, see what they're doing. They're probably not doing very well themselves, and they're probably jealous of you. That's usually what it is. I know that works with me. If I complain about someone too much, it's probably because I think I should be doing the same thing, or because I'm jealous in some way. That works for me. I'm sure it works for other people the same way.
To some extent, I feel like there's bands I legitimately hate because I fucking hate them.
Well, maybe, but I mean, but if you're going to take the time to complain about them, you know what I mean? Like, you just go, like, for example, here's a good example is Attila, like we always like to talk about.
Sure.
Like, people that just feel the need to go broadcast their hate for Attila are generally bands who wish that they had that level of success.
Yeah, and that's sort of something I think about a lot is like, this kind of circles back. Like a lot of good bands, like good sonically, will say, well, you know, I'll tell them, oh, you need to create all this content for whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, well, why don't people just care about the music, man? And like I just want, you know, and it's like, yeah, I don't know why people don't just care about the music. I agree, but guess fucking what?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
the
here's
market does not care that you just want people to care about the music.
that's the thing. I mean, the thing is too is that the people who generally complain about people who promote the most are the people that aren't going to buy or do work with you anyways. That's just how it is. And like some people just they do nothing but complain. That's just all they do. They just complain. You know, like I mean, I know a few people on Twitter, or I know of a few people on Twitter. I stopped following them because they do this. All they did was bitch and complain. That's all they fucking did. Bitch and complain about anything. Didn't matter if it was politics, music, or anything like that. That's all they did. They bitched and complained. They whined at people about seeing things too much. Who cares? These guys are the guys who are annoying. It's not the other way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's important. Is
I
that
agree.
you know at the end of the day, and also like at the end of the day, okay, so let's say a band for whatever reason, let's say like the guy is a fucking like underwater welder and he has a
Yeah,
ton of money and
yeah,
only works like 3 months a year or whatever,
yeah.
because underwater welders are all insane.
They are,
um
as a general rule. Yeah,
like I have a buddy who's an underwater welder. I really
yeah,
like him. He's crazy. um the point being, yeah, okay, so this hypothetical band has a huge ad budget. Like,
yeah.
what does it like? It doesn't hurt you to see their ad. Like, I get that it's annoying, but like, so like people who are complaining, like, Jesus Christ, do you not like there are real problems in the
There are.
world.
Well,
Like,
here's a good point too, though. Is like really good example is it's always the big bands or the bands that are doing well that are getting the most complaints. Like look at Metallica.
hate Metallica.
There you go. But the people complain about them the loudest. Like yet they're like one of the biggest selling bands of all time now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I hate the Black Album, and I'll vocally say I hate the Black Album. You know what? It doesn't matter because they're still selling a shit ton of stuff. And anytime I complain about them, I mean, the fact is that they're doing well. So who, like, I mean, Metallica probably doesn't really give a crap what the heck I think.
The Black Album
Yeah.
for the last 25 years has moved at least one copy every 7 minutes.
Exactly, and it's probably got
In the
more
US
haters
alone.
than yeah, and it probably has almost more haters than almost any other Metallica album outside of Load, but or Saint Anger maybe, or even Lulu. But that's beside the point. But the point is that
bad albums, regardless.
but the point is that there's a vocal portion of people that hate those albums, yet they sold more than anything. So I think the point is that the more people complain, generally the better you do. You know.
Mm-hmm. That being said, and here's something I don't want to point out, is like I'm a sensitive guy. I don't really like people hating me.
Yeah.
And so something that legitimately bothers me, if someone's bitching about like all the content I put out for whatever reason, I think to like one of the first things I ask myself, and I think that a lot of bands ask themselves, is how do I create content they don't hate?
You're never gonna. That's the problem, is that the people that are gonna hate you are gonna hate you no matter what.
I don't know, though. I feel like if you can generate enough value, people are going to have to like you.
Give me a break. Look at Gary Vee. You know how many haters Gary Vee has?
Hell, Gary.
I'm just saying, he's a great example. If you Google Gary Vee's name, he will come up as being the butt of so many jokes. Yet this guy is probably going to buy the New York Jets one of these days, like he says.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's a running gag between a lot of people. Same thing with like I said again, Metallica. What's another big band that's there's tons of big bands that you could think of that are the exact same way, right?
Yeah. Well, I also think there's value to playing the archetype to the hilt.
How so? No, it doesn't to me. Explain.
Like Tai Lopez is like a character, right? And I think there's value, or Ghost is even better, or Kiss are better examples.
Yeah.
Like they're clearly characters, and they play that to the hilt. Just like Matt Pike. Like Matt Pike isn't okay. Like Matt Pike has a lot going on, but but he's not like the crazy pot smoking 15-year-old you see on stage.
Yeah.
Like he's like a guy who like thinks stuff through in a meaningful way.
Exactly.
And it's okay to have that character. I think a lot of people are really worried about being like super authentic to themselves and like you can use the persona to breed the authenticity.
You can. Which
You know?
leads us back to one point. The people who are complaining and don't like the character aren't going to be the ones that are going to be purchasing your product, or even they're never going to do anything for you. So why care? I mean, I understand you're sensitive, but
No, yeah.
I mean, maybe I've just gotten over my insecurities. I don't know, but
I guess in my head it's just like I want to be able to win people over.
Which is good, and you should go for that. But at the same time, the one thing that I've realized is that there's a lot of people out there who just complain.
Yeah.
And they'll complain about anything. Weather's nice, they'll say it's too fucking hot. The weather's cold, they'll bitch. They'll bitch.
Fundamentally, you can't change people.
Well, you can, except there's certain people that will not change because they're just naturally bitches. In that sense, they like to bitch.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah. So just kind of, this has gotten way off the rails.
Nah.
But circling back, right?
How did we get off the rails, Matt? Our whole podcast the theme is off the rails. We're dumb and dumbest.
The thing is, at the end of the day, it needs to be like a fire hose.
Yeah.
And obviously some people don't like getting hit by a fire hose.
Exactly.
But the people who do like getting hit by a fire hose fucking love it.
Yeah.
Right? Like they get it. They think that it's cool. They think, oh, we're being brought into something bigger than ourselves, and that's important and valuable. And you're generating value behind that.
Yeah.
Because again, like here's the thing. So music is a lottery, like we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
But simultaneously, it's a lottery where you can buy more tickets.
You can.
Right? Like just because like, yeah, you can be like, you can literally, this literally happened to my friend where she learned guitar and like 4 months later was on a show on VH1.
Mm-hmm.
Like that can literally happen to you, but simultaneously you can, be some fucking dad. You can be a fucking homeless guy, like fucking C6 Steve, and eventually figure it out. Or you can optimize your chances and eventually get yourself a record deal and start to get some serious interest.
Yeah.
Like Forming the Void, who we always use as examples, or Heavy Temple.
Yeah.
Bands who grounded out and played by the rules, and they optimized their chance for success.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of just wondering, or instead of just like hoping on the 0.001% chance that it would work out for them, because they have really good music.
Yeah.
They just sat down and were like, oh, well, if we do X, Y, and Z, like Matt and Curtis are telling us, we'll probably end up in a better place.
Yeah.
And so they did X, Y, and Z, and not just us, obviously. Like, I'm not trying to, but like they listened to the people who brought value. And guess what? And they observed and they learned on their own. And they put it together. Like Heavy Temple didn't like doing social media a couple years ago.
Like, I don't think they like doing it still.
Yeah, but they got really good at it.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
I use them. They're like one of my 3 examples for best bands at Instagram.
Yeah.
The others being High Reaper, who are sort of like the perfect example of just like total anomaly bursting on, kind of out
with
of
my
nowhere.
help. I want to point out.
What?
High Reaper was with my help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Just pointing that out.
Shane's a very good person. And also Great Electric Quest, who I
didn't help with them.
They're more a band who I think sort of learned like Heavy Temple sort of by attrition.
I can't comment on them because I haven't seen too much of their stuff. I don't think I'm following them. I think I'm gonna have to rectify that now.
Yeah, go follow them right now. We're not okay. I'm not saying another word to you until you follow them.
Well, I'll have to hang up on this call, so we're gonna.
I forgot you're stuck in fucking 2011.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Anyway, heading towards the end because you have to talk to your wife and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's. What do we have to promote?
Well, can I say one last thing on what we're talking about?
Yes, go.
Okay, so just to wrap things up, in my opinion, if people are bitching about you about the amount of content you're putting out, just ignore them and keep doing it. Yes, take a look, review, maybe a review just to make sure you're not being offensive or being a douchebag. But if you look it over and you're getting an increase in social engagement and your views are up and likes are all up and everything like that, and you got one or two people bitching and everybody else is happy with you, just ignore it. So that's my 2 cents just to wrap things up on that end. Promotion wise, I got a whole whackload of stuff that came out today for premieres, so it's kind of hard for me to pick one thing. But Radiant Knife had a new video come out today at Heavy Blog is Heavy. Go watch it because it's rules, Radiant Knife rules, and I highly suggest you go check it out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm doing two things right now that bring a ton of value. One is free. If you are looking to get better at hashtags, I will get you a free again, two keywords here, customized and free hashtag list for you to use, and it has like a little article on how to use hashtags, and it's very helpful. It'll literally, if you weren't using hashtags before, this, I'm not joking, will boost your engagement by like 300 to 500%.
Ooh.
Right. And then otherwise, kind of tied into that, if that interests you, please also consider we're doing a weekly social media feedback for only $50 a month from my partner Rob Wrong, who's in the Skull and Witch Mountain. So if you want to like come in as like a player,
get access to Rob from Witch Mountain and the Skull.
Yeah,
only $50.
It's that's some good shit. I feel like we're the goal is to deliver you the best content we can and the best material we can. And I also really want to buy myself a Rolex for Christmas. So
fucking idiot. Buy a Rolex for $50, eh? Okay.
No. Like, but I feel like if I get enough people, I can like.
So 5,000 of you guys take Matt up on his $50 offer.
No, if like 50 of you do it.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was like 5,000 for a Rolex. But anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
55. Yeah,
50 people do it for 2 months.
Yeah.
I could afford like a lower end Rolex. Like I don't know. I just
and then not eat for 2 months.
And I'd like to get my cat on like a better diet. He's kind of fat. So if you care about cats, you should sign up. And if you hate animals like Curtis, then you shouldn't sign up.
I don't like my cat. I hate my cat, to be honest. No, I'm just kidding. I like my cat sometimes. Sometimes depends when she depends.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening. This has been another episode of Dumb and Dumbest, where.
Oh, I forgot to say, are we done yet?
I was trying to do our slogan, Curtis.
Oh, okay. Well, I did it anyways. I cut you off.
We're still rolling. Oh,
if
we finish our slogan, then you can do the little bit.
Okay.
I apologize to all our listeners. I still don't know how to edit audio. Point being, this is the Dumb and Dumbest podcast where everything is terrible and the building is on fire. Thank you for listening.
Are we done yet?
There we go.